Well, hello everyone, welcome back to PlayFrame and Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode, and welcome back at last to the main storyline. Yes, at long last, we have gotten through all of the fun side stuff post-Stormblood, and now it's pretty much a straight shot of main story through to the next expansion, more or less, I think. And it's a lot of good stuff too, because now we're kind of starting the build toward that next expansion, which also happens to be the best expansion. So there's, boy, a whole lot to enjoy and look forward to. But Alisaie's been very patient. Let's check in. Alisaie is impatiently fussing with her link pearl. See what I mean? Oh, Derman. If you've come here hoping for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Everything is exactly as it was. Ystola's still investigating primals in the Far East, Thancred is still gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces, and Alphino is still out there somewhere. There's been no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls. And all the while, I'm just meant to sit around here waiting. It's driving me mad. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from the Eorzean Alliance. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. My lady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of Ascian interference, and they humbly request the presence of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Well, we're both here, the two remaining ones. Having assessed intelligence provided by the Alamegan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Xenos' remains, they too suspect Ascian involvement and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As the foremost authorities on our foe, your Order's counsel would be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I'd say this one falls to us. By which I mean, I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust. Oh, yes. Absolutely. What else am I going to be doing? We did all the other optional stuff. Gotta do something. There you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. The time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in Alamigo. By your leave. Back to Alamigo for us, then. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer, but standing mutely at a meeting would still be better than the nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Thancred, what's going on, man? All right, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Did I hear right, Real? Is Thancred coming back? Aye, that he is. Says he's acquired some important intelligence. Being in Garlean territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case the Imperials were listening in. So he said he'd head back as quick as he could, and to make sure someone was waiting for him in the Alamegan Quarter. Understood. Derman and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. Yes, Team Punch away! And back in Alamigo again, where's the... Ah! Here you are. There's no doubting your talent for espionage, but the journey is long and the border's heavily guarded. You did well to make it back in one piece. Yes, I'm quite thrilled to be seeing you in that one piece. You're looking a little... You okay? You two are a sight for sore eyes. Now all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a cup, will you? Traipsing through Imperial territory is thirsty work.
God, I needed that.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath.
Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Quite. Without further ado, then. After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance. But not all have given up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope, then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamigan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Doma has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphonse should have arrived by now. Could they be holding in there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphino's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphino?
Spoke with, no. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out. The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphino's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
Yep. Gotta save the boy.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
Boy needs saving. Ah, hello, friends. We've a gathering. Okay, let's see. I'll leave the two of you to your task and see to my own. Well, you and me then, huh? Loath though I am to neglect making preparations for the council, we must act swiftly before Alphino's trail goes cold. I propose we first pay Hien a visit. He's sure to want to hear about these developments, and he may well be able to advise us on how best to reach the burn. A sound plan. And Y'shtola's in Doma, is she not? I dare say she'd join you in the search if you asked her nicely. While you see to all that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. You may leave any preparations for the council to me. Thanks for covering for us. Thank you, Thancred. Right, to Doma then. We have much and more to share with Y'shtola. Boy, do we. We've got so much to report, I hope she's ready for an earful of news. Y'shtola! Sorry to interrupt, but things happening. No, that's fine, I'll wait. That is curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear what you've told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you, my lady. You are most kind. Isn't she, though? Our turn, though. Scoot. Well, well. Two faces from the dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was that you were speaking with? A local miner who supplies crystals for the rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that I had some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel. Just now he brought me one of his recent finds. It was precisely as he described, devoid of elemental energy, and eerily reminiscent of the de-aspected crystals that manifested in Eorzea in the days prior to the calamity. We would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed. But on a more positive note, the locals seem to have taken a liking to you. More an interest in than a liking to, I think. The sight of a Mikote with a peculiar contraption upon her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard they may have for me, I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I'm pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. So the fact that they are objects of worship is the key. They are themselves suffused with the requisite belief. Correct. Such sacred relics as the Kojin collect obviate the need for religious fervor in the summoner, Yotsuyu being the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it served to amplify her desires and give them form. A form nourished through the power of crystals, also provided by her brother, and thus was Tsukuyomi brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know of naught that will avail us, save to keep watch over the movement of relics and crystals, as if we did not have enough to keep watch over already. But I doubt you came all this way to hear that which may be perused in a report. Has something happened to Alphino? We believe so. Well, we know so, but you know what I mean. I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Y'shtola. I should be glad for your help, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go on ahead and request an audience with Lord Hien. Alice puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her in the Qiankan. I agree. I mean, I assumed we were invited. Lord Hien's expecting you. May I show you in? Yes, please. Hello. Ah, friends. Well, I mean, most friends we knew would be here, and I probably could have assumed you'd be here if I actually thought about it. I should not have allowed Master Alphino to leave without an escort, but it avails us not to dwell on the past. We must focus on what can be done now. That we must. Not to interrupt, I just want to hear what you have to say. My report can wait. Finding Alphino must take priority. Oh, you're right. There you are. I've apprised Hien of the situation. Oh, good. Save us all some time. Greetings, my friend. Alice has explained all to me. Needless to say, you shall have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphino's trail does lead to the burn of all places. Well. How hospitable. Thank you for the food. I mean, I don't really have time for eats right now. I'll take a salad. What a good host. Hien is mulling over the details of Alphino's link pearl call. The region known as the Burn occupies a special place in Garlean history. Every child in the Empire is familiar with the tale. In the distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with life, but successive summonings saw it bled dry of ether and reduced to a desert. It was upon beholding the devastation that Primals had wrought that Emperor Solus was spurred to embark upon his crusade against their kind. The Burn offers a glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know you of any reason why Alphino might have gone there? Aye, mischance. Though it lies on the route to Garlemald, it is no place to make a stop. My guess is they encountered some manner of trouble there. In any event, I am of the same mind as Alice. We have no choice but to take our search to the Burn. Given the considerable distances involved, 'tis best we went by bird. Dermot and I have our yoles. Yugiri, will you ready falcons for the others? I shall gather our swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce there is an overlook. Pray join us there once you've seen to your preparations. It is a plan. Rescue mission, go! Let's see, where did y'all set up? Ah, here we are. Yeah, just sort of right above the old base of operations. How we doing? We're coming for you, Alphino. We sure are, don't worry. The boy is resourceful. Having named him an emissary of Doma, Lord Hien considers himself personally responsible for Master Alphino's safety. Naught I could say would sway him from joining the search. And I'd have it no other way. I mean, I'm sure he's busy, but still. With such a steed to bear me to and fro, I could perform my field work in a fraction of the time. Mayhap I shall try my hand at this Bardum's metal. Oh, you'd do great. Probably better than I or any of the rest of us did, frankly. You're much smarter than us. If everyone's here and possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, our destination is a barren wasteland. There's no civilization to speak of for 100 malms in all directions. Take care you do not lose your way. And the Burn is accessible. It's a dungeon. And at this point now, the patching in of duty support for Stormblood story dungeons has caught up to me and my recording, so we can go in with a gang of buddies. Let me get it all set up real quick. Here we go. So, Hien will be tanking for us, Y'shtola healing, and Alice helping me with the damage. If I was playing a tank or a healer, I think we'd be swapping one of these two for Yugiri, but this seems like a good bunch, and I'm a much better samurai than white mage. Let me pull up the description real fast before we go in. The Burn. En route to Garlemald, Alphino made a final link pearl call to Thancred before falling silent. During the one-sided and distorted communication, he is said to have spoken the words, The Burn, the name of the vast wasteland on the western edge of Othard. Once a verdant region teeming with flora and fauna, repeated summonings saw it bled of ether and reduced to a barren desert. But even in an unforgiving environment such as this, life has endured. In a fierce struggle for what little ether yet remains, the Burn's beastly denizens have grown uncommonly savage, and you and your comrades must contend with their dangerous ilk as you scour its white sands for Alphino's trail. Yes, indeed. But it's okay. We are accompanied by a very capable collection of friends, and I think we're going to be fine. To the Burn! To the boy!
Make ready, friends! We are come to the Burn!
really love the music in this dungeon. I also love how much they're kind of experimenting with the format of dungeons more and more as expansions go on. But here we are. With friends. Better pull up the text box for when they start talking at me. Let's go. That was quite a sandstorm. And here's enemies. Hello. To samurai work.
Enough!
I'll kill enemies. You enjoy the tunes. There we go. So, we're going to want to be a little bit careful crossing through here as there are rock slides. The sand above gives way. Have care. Look out. There we go. Onward! I can already feel them setting the tone for Shadowbringer's stuff. And I'm so excited about it. More rocks, look out. Oop, and attacks from above even. Guys, rocks. Okay. Ignore my warning then, that's fine. I'm the warrior of light, what do I know about rocks? There we go. Okay. I think we're coming up on the first boss here. Pretty soon. Whoa. Yeah, here we go. Come on, gang. We got a scorpion to fight. A scorpion clad in crystal. How curious. It's head-a-tat, which is fun to say. But a fairly straightforward fight. So every now and then, as we fight it, it's going to target one of us with a move called Hailfire, and we want to hide behind one of these pillars to avoid damage. The pillar will then explode and also be dangerous, so don't be near it when it does. These AoEs we're all getting targeted with will also cause the pillars to explode if we stand near them, so we do want to be careful to leave ourselves something to hide behind. Because it might do a big move like this. Look out. And hide underneath it. There we go. And now all of our little protective things are back. And that's basically the fight. Almost got the thing. Don't hit me with your move. Yeah. What did it have to feed upon here? Does seem to be pretty sparse on food in this area. Not really sure how anything is surviving out here. I guess stuff kind of survives most any place, huh? Oh. Is this Allegan? Aye, the ether here is unmistakable. It's an odd coincidence, just happening to stumble upon random Allegan stuff underground. Wonder why I was out here. I'm sure there was a reason, I just don't remember it. It seems we've trespassed upon their lair. Never a dull moment in this cavern.
Come no closer.
Goblins! Ah! Rock spiders. Credit to the Alligans, their stuff holds together for long stretches of time remarkably well. There we go. Looks like we're due for another boss. The defective drone. Both Machina and facility are still operational. Not for much longer they won't be. This boss is also somewhat straightforward and simple, compared to some of the wilder stuff we've fought over the course of these patches. Reinforcements required. Bzzz, deploying auxiliary drones. So every now and then it'll target us with that kind of poison thing that we'll want to carry to some safe corner. And then a bunch of these drones will prepare to charge us, and we want to find a safe lane. Also, we shouldn't stand in the fire. I figured that one kind of went without saying, but just in case. I must encourage you to not stand in the fire. Deploying rock biters, initiating obstacle removal protocol. So now we got these things which are about to zip across the field. Like so. We've seen those before. A couple of times, in a couple of fights. Alright, another round of drones, except this time I think they're going to be coming from multiple sides. We got these things to look out for. Also an ad. And also, find the right lane. Ow, didn't quite dodge. But I only got hit by one thing, and sometimes that's the best you can... Well, it's not the best you can hope for, but it's the best you can do.
Forward! Forward!
I'll take it.
Out of my way!
Almost got it. And there we go. As much as I would like to examine this place, we should press on. Indeed, perhaps there will be time later. Probably. I imagine these ruins are not going anywhere. They haven't yet. Priorities, though. That's a lot of... worms? Worms. And that is a view. No matter the odds, life always finds a way. This place is cool. A lot of big worms out here. Are sandworms descended from this creature, I wonder? Oh, goodness. Hadn't realized we just walked through a very large one. Or the fossil of one. So many bugs. But I think it is boss time. Can I interest you in a Final Fantasy IV reference? Yes, it's the Mist Dragon. That dragon formed from the mist. Another of Aleg's pitiable slaves, I'd wager. Here we go. One last boss to fight. So the boss will from time to time do moves that leave these little ice, fog, whatever, mists, puddles, longer term, which we don't want to stand in. Also, it'll drop things like that, which will then kind of explode in a star pattern in tons of directions. Sometimes more than one of those.
It's all over now. Come no closer.
And every now and then, the dragon will turn into mist and disappear on us. The dragon dissolves into mist and is going to start charging up. So we need to take out these draconic regards before this danger puddle in the center has a chance to grow all the way across the arena. Come on. Take it out. Whew. Cut it a little close there. We're fine. The mist is coalescing. Strike now. I feel like those are the same little battle callouts that actual Final Fantasy IV gives you when fighting this boss. It's one of the first bosses in the game. For some reason, so many of the Final Fantasy games, the classic ones, love starting you out with a boss that has kind of a attack it, like don't attack it during this window of time, or it'll counter you, or it'll do something to you, or something like that. It loves doing that as part of a tutorial, before then not really having any other bosses in the game that function that way.
You shall fall soon enough.
It's a sort of silly tradition they do. Like in Chrono Trigger, I can understand it. That game has tons of bosses that'll counter you under certain conditions, or which you need to be mindful of when you attack. Classic Final Fantasy doesn't really do that, though. There goes a dragon. This time, it's gonna go swooping through the arena from wherever it is. Can't really tell where it is. Whew, okay. Just being in this mist hurts. I'm just going to position similar to how my allies are doing, because they know what's going on. When in doubt, trust the AIs. Let's finish this thing.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater.
There we go. Well done, team of buddies. Hooray. It's not super often Durbin does a little huzzah cheer at the end of dungeons anymore. He did it like all the time in A Realm Reborn. And then I think the devs sort of figured out, hey, maybe that's not always the correct vibe to end these dungeons on. Let's make that be... Let's replace that with some different emotes sometimes. But every now and then. Every now and then, they'll still do a little cheer. That dragon was as much mist as it was flesh. That there in the distance. Oh, yes. The crashed airship. Hopefully we can pick up the boys' trail from there. Dragons at Allegan Ruins are seldom a coincidence. What was that you were saying? LSA, I missed that bit. Hey, do you want to say it again? Hang on, if I walk away and then come back. Please be safe, Alphino. There we go. Oh, and there's the head of the big worm. Cool dungeon, man. Anyway, let's get this off my screen, grab this, and let's go.
between contending with bloodthirsty beasts and sand in my every conceivable place, I'm quite ready to leave this wasteland. But first things first. Do you see the crashed ship over yonder? Judging by its class, it must be the vessel that bore Master Alphinaud away.
War Machina. It would seem they were involved in a struggle. There may be clues. We should split up and search the area.
There's no sign of Alphinaud, nor of Maxima and his people.
These were no ordinary soldiers. Over here! The insignia on this man's uniform identifies him as one of the Emperor's personal guard. Hand-picked soldiers, answering only to the royal family.
That would explain why all the casualties are Garlean. They were fighting their own.
You're saying the Emperor was behind all this? That Alphinaud is his prisoner?
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know a lot yet, but I am certain that Alphinaud is fine.
Aye, we must not jump to conclusions. Besides, Alphinaud is more than capable of looking after himself, is he not?
Unless there is swimming involved. Very little danger of that out here, though.
I suggest we return to Doma to consider our options. Whatever happened here, Master Alphinaud is long gone, and any subsequent search may safely be left in the hands of the shinobi.
I guess that is reasonable. We should probably get the king back, at least.
Where in the world are you, brother? If you die on me, I will never let you hear the end of it.
How are you holding up? Forgive me. I need a moment. Yeah, I'll leave you be. On present evidence, we have no reason to fear the worst. More than that, I cannot say. We are no closer to establishing Master Alphinaud's whereabouts, and the suggestion of an Imperial plot only compounds matters. We have much to consider. We sure do. Well, that was a decidedly uneventful journey. I almost found myself hoping for a sandstorm. Joking aside, I'd say our birds are due a good brush down and a treat or two, wouldn't you? I agree. The birds did good work. Well, while we feed the birds, I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and we'll return next time to resume this story and see if we can find out where the boy went. Take care, all of you, until then, and I'll see you next time. Bye!